Hi, and welcome to a House of Dice Warmachine Hordes battle report. Today we're doing a battlebox size game, and I'm joined by Dave, who's bringing Circle Orboros. I'm bringing Protectorate of Menoth, and with that, let's get to the lists.
Leading the Circle of Orboros today is Tanith the Feral Song, and in her battle group is a Pureblood Warpwolf, Gorax Rager, and a Wild Argus. The forces of Menoth are commanded by Malachus the Burning Truth, and in his battle group is a Castigator, a Revenger, and a Repenter. There is no scenario in today's game. Now we will see who goes first. Menoth is the gold die, and Circle is the black die. Circle wins the roll and decides to go first. Tanith deploys with their Pureblood to the left, the Wild Argus and the Gorax to her right. Malachus is flanked on his right by the Revenger, and on his left is the Castigator and the Repenter. Turn 1. Tanith activates and spends 2 Fury to cast Scything Touch on the Pureblood. She spends another 2 Fury to cast Admonition onto the Argus. Tanith then advances 6 inches up the battlefield. The Pureblood warps Strength and is forced to run 12 inches up the board. The Wild Argus riles for 1 Fury and runs up 12 inches. The Gorax runs up 10 inches. The Revenger, Repenter, and Castigator all receive a focus from Power Up, and Malachus keeps all his focus on himself. The Revenger spends a focus and runs 10 inches up the board. The Repenter does the same. The Castigator spends a focus to run 10 inches up the middle of the board. Malachus advances 5 inches up the field. He spends 2 focus to cast Immolation through the Revenger's Arc Node into the Pureblood. He boosts the attack roll, but rolls a 5 and misses. Malachus spends 2 focus to cast Ignite on the Castigator. He then arcs Immolation again into the Pureblood. He rolls a 5 and misses. Turn 2. Tanith leeches 1 Fury from the Pureblood, 2 from the Argus, and 1 from the Gorax, bringing her to 6 Fury. She then pays 2 to upkeep Scything Touch and Admonition. The Gorax advances 5 inches up the board and riles for 2 Fury. The Argus moves up 6 inches and gets into position. Tanith advances up 6 inches and casts her feat Rites of the Worm, which allows Tanith to channel spells through her beasts, and spells cost 1 less Fury. She then channels Rift on the Castigator through her Argus. She needs a 4 to hit, and makes it. The damage is dice minus 6. The attack does 6 damage to 3, and tears up the ground, creating a 4-inch AoE of rough terrain around the Castigator. Tanith channels another rift through the Gorax to the Repenter. She rolls an 11 and hits the Light Jack. The damage is dice minus 4. The rift causes 7 damage to column 3, creating more rough terrain. The Pureblood activates and warps Ghostly. The Assault charges the Revenger. Charging through the terrain, Warpwolf uses his Death Howl. It needs a 6 to hit, and makes it. Scything Touch reduces the armor of the Revenger, causing the attack to hit at dice minus 3. The attack does 8 damage to column 6. Pureblood strikes with his claw, but rolls a 4 and misses. He strikes with his other claw, rolling a 3 and misses. He is forced to attack again. He rolls a 6 and the claw attack hits. The damage is dice minus 3. Pureblood does 4 damage to the Revenger. Forced once again to attack with his claw, he rolls a 7 and hits the Warjack. The attack does 2 damage to column 5 of the Revenger. The Pureblood strikes again as it's forced to attack. He rolls a 3 and misses. All the Warjacks gain a focus from power up. Malachus gives the Repenter 1 focus. He pays 1 to upkeep Ignite. The Revenger activates and uses his Repulsor Shield to attack the Pureblood. He boosts to hit, needing an 8. The attack just makes it. The damage is dice minus 6. The shield attack does 2 damage to Spiral 6 of the Pureblood, and pushes the Warpwolf back an inch. The Castigator spends a focus to run and try to get out of the rough terrain. Malachus advances 5 inches up the battlefield. He casts his feat, Raging Inferno, adding an extra die to all fire-based attacks, and all fire continuous effects cannot expire in his control range. He then uses Scouring Flames to attack the Argus. He spends a focus to boost and rolls a 10, hitting the Argus. The attack gains an extra die from the feat, and the damage is dice minus 2. The attack does 6 damage to Spiral 3 of the Argus. Malachus arcs Immolation for 2 focus through the Revenger, into the Pureblood. He boosts to hit, needing a 7. Rolling a 10, the attack hits. The attack gains a die from the feat, and damage is dice minus 5. The attack does 7 damage to column 4 of the Pureblood. The Repenter activates and forfeits its movement to aim. The Jack targets the Gorax with his flamethrower, boosting the attack and gaining an aiming bonus. Rolling an 11, the attack hits. The damage is boosted and gains an extra die from the feat. Damage is dice minus 4, and the attack does 8 damage to column 2, and sets the Gorax on fire. Turn 3. The Gorax takes damage from the fire. The fire gains an extra die from the feat. The damage is dice minus 4 and does 13 damage to column 1. The Argus takes damage from the flames as well. The damage is dice minus 3. The fire does 3 damage to column 5. Tanith leeches 4 fury from the Pureblood and 2 fury from the Gorax. She spends a focus to upkeep Scything Touch, but allows Admonition to fall off. The Pureblood warps Strength and advances up an inch to get back into melee range. He needs a 6 to hit the Warjack, and makes it. The attack is boosted, and the Revenger's armor is lowered due to Scything Touch. Damage is dice minus 1. The attack does 13 damage to column 2, destroying the Warjack. Tanith advances 6 inches and casts Affliction for 2 fury on Malachus. She boosts, needing an 8 to hit. She boosts the attack roll, rolling an 11 and hitting the Warcaster. She then uses Jaws of the Earth to attack Malachus. She needs a 6 to hit. She rolls an 11 and the attack hits, causing Shadowbind, lowering his defense by 3. damage is dice minus 4. And does 4 damage to Malachus. She then casts Siding Touch for 2 Fury onto the Argus. The Argus activates and charges Malachus. With Shadowbind and Affliction, the Argus needs a 4 to hit. The Argus hits, and the attack is boosted from the charge. Malachus's armor is lowered by Siding Touch, and the damage is dice minus 2. The attack does 9 damage to the caster. The Argus attacks again, needing a 4 to hit. It rolls a 9 and hits. The damage is dice minus 2. The attack deals 9 damage to Malachus, killing him. Circle victory.
Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment below to let us know how we did.